is Fred Simoneau from PROFILProc.com, and today I have the pleasure of talking with Mariusz Duda from Riverside. How are you, Mariusz?
Hello, everybody. Pretty well, thank you so much. With every day better and better.
Awesome, good to hear. I'm going to ask you a few questions about your Eye of the Soundscape album that's coming up on the 21st. Can you tell us what we can expect from this album?
Definitely something old and definitely something new. First and foremost, uh, ambient electronic instrumental music. So something totally different than you could hear so far on our regular albums. But we decided to release that kind of album uh, because uh, it usually was content only on bonus discs. And we know that the fans that they don't even know, no, maybe fans know, but there are listeners that they don't even know that we play that kind of music. So we wanted to combine all these tracks together in one piece. And of course, didn't want to release the same again. So that's why we add up something more, like 30 minutes of brand new music we recorded this year. So that was really important. The second reason why we released this album is the fact that thanks to that kind of album, lots of people can take a look at Riverside's music from the wider perspective. That we are the band that can also have that kind of influences, and we can also play that kind of music, which makes us, I think, something more than just a regular prog metal band or something like this. So that was the main reason. Plus, of course, we wanted to end the chapter, one of the chapters, because I felt that with the Love, Fear, and the Time Machine, we should change the direction a little bit, maybe. Maybe not, maybe yes, I don't know. But I just felt that this is a good time for that kind of complementary album. Unfortunately, under circumstances that happened at the beginning of this year, this album now has a totally different meaning. But still, I think it's really powerful.
Yeah. How many new songs on the album?
Four.
Four.
Four brand new album, four brand new songs, 40 minutes, 30 minutes, Jesus, 30 minutes, and we remixed two tracks, two the oldest ones, Rapid Eye Movement and Rainbow Trip. So basically, you have experience for a new 50 minutes of music.
Oh, that's awesome. So basically, you've mentioned it a little bit, but not too long ago, you mentioned that the album was somewhat closing like the a loop on the trilogy of your last album, Love, Fear, and the Time Machine, which is right here. Perfect, beautiful album, and ADHD as well as Shrine of the New Generation.
Yeah.
Can you explain a little bit further more what you mean by the trilogy?
Well, basically, I meant the lyric concept, because our first three albums were about mental problems and sort of journey through the protagonist's mind, something like that. And we called this Reality Dream Trilogy. Uh, and since I'm not Domini high definition, I started to focus more on the sociology than psychology, if I can say that. And I wanted to write something more about the time, the times and the world we live in. So focus on the social relationships, on the new media, and that kind of stuff. And Anno Domini High Definition, Shrine of New Generation Slaves, and Love, Fear, and the Time Machine have this subject about how to live, how to survive these days in the new modern technology era, something like that, and how it reflects and how it forces us to struggle every day with us and with technology and something like this. So, but musically, it was, of course, each album is totally different. So I always wanted to do this. Reality Dream Trilogy is kind of similar if we're talking about the uh, lyrics and the music, but in here, musically, it's totally different. But the lyrics are um, about the crowd problems, and about this new technologies impacts. So I titled this crowd trilogy just for myself to have it somewhere in the center of my head, and to close this some sort of way during Love in a Time Machine. And the track found is the, I think, the most positive tracks we've ever composed, because it closed this journey through the crowd's problem, and I wanted to finish this with the happy end. So before we started the new chapter, now we definitely start a new chapter. But I really wanted to do some kind of, like, the in between album. That's why I thought it would be nice to make this compilation with Eye of the Soundscape, because it will be nice addition to all these three albums that I just mentioned.
Okay. How did you come up with the title?
Eye of the Soundscape.
Yep.
It's from the landscape word. I mean, word. When you see the landscape and you want to express this with music, you see the soundscape, right? I have seen the center of this. I don't know. It just sounded good.
Good. Awesome.
It was, Eye of the Tiger, Eye of the Soundscape, something like that.
All right. I'm gonna ask you a few questions on more related to like Riverside as a band.
Okay.
Like for months we've been on our toes now, hoping that the band would remain together. In late September, you guys told us that you would continue as a trio, right? Can you share with us who you can expect to work with you while touring as a guitar player?
I think it's too early for that. For sure, someone that we know. Uh, I think I should mention that this decision was made because this emotional sphere, was always the most important in Riverside's music, and the same in our relationships. And we couldn't imagine a better stand, if I can say that, better decision, because family still is a family. We stay as a family. There's no one is foreign, no one is stranger in this family. Uh, that's why we decided to cancel the shows for 1 year. That's why we decided to continue this as a trio, not with someone else, because we just felt that this is appropriate.
Yeah.
This is just what we should do, and that that's why people, I don't know, listen to our music, because that's honest. And I just simply don't feel the way we should now hire someone famous and go on a tour because we need to reach more people. Probably we will continue this with our friends, with someone that we already know, that people that they are just simply good guitarists, but also friends, and they can live with us,
Yeah.
on the tour, and this is the most important thing. So, but I don't want to name anyone.
Okay. I'm good with
Yeah,
that. Okay. After releasing your Love, Fear, and a Time Machine last September, this summer you released the 5.1 version of it, which is right
yeah.
here.
Oh, so
Beautiful.
got okay.
Sounds wow.
Thank
Amazing.
you.
Bruce Sword did an amazing job on that. Is it something that we can expect from Riverside now on, like 5.1 versions and stuff like that?
Maybe, I don't know.
Okay.
To be honest, in 2016 we wanted to try two new things. Because at the end of the year, when we set up the plan for the next year, for 2016, we said, okay, I think it's time. We think it's time for the first 5+1, and we think it's time for the first instrumental album. Why not? So we started with Love You and the Time Machine because we wanted. It was the last one. We really liked the sound. We've got all files prepared in the computer already, so why not? And yeah, I agree. Bruce did a great job. He first and foremost, he didn't do special effects. He just reflected the album in a 3D, if I can say that. So now we have got three-dimensional sound, and it's really good. Um, and for the future, probably yes. But preparing this, it's almost like we need to finish something
Yeah.
at least 2 months earlier.
Yeah.
And I know how it is with deadlines. Love in the Time Machine. 2 days before the deadline, I was writing the lyrics for Under the Pillow. So it was really that was the pressure. That was the pressure, and all the dates. I mean, the tour was booked and everything was confirmed. So I I felt that. So imagine 5+1 to this, and another 2 months of waiting. I don't know. Maybe if we have more time, why not? For sure, not now. But that was a very nice experience, and one day we should repeat this definitely.
Okay, good. Awesome. Uh, any chances to see your first albums, like your first three, four albums, re-released on vinyls?
I remember our drummer Piotr started a shop with vinyls this year.
Okay.
Yeah, and he has a very nice shop right next to the Warsaw Club Progressia, which is really close to our hearts. And he also would like to sell vinyls of Riverside, but they are not anymore. So we should do some kind of pressure and ask our label. Maybe they can print it more.
Well,
It
I
was
totally agree on that.
oh cool.
Okay,
So
I'd
that
like to
that
shake
makes
hands.
two of us, right?
Say that again, sorry.
That makes two of us.
Good. Awesome. Does the band have early life performance material to release on for a DVD, like concert DVD?
We have one DVD, Reality Dream DVD, but we're not thinking of this right now
Okay.
because of this decision, because of the circumstances that happened.
Yeah.
And so far, we are preparing for the February show, which will be our exam. If we will see how we feel,
Okay.
definitely,
Yeah.
when we will play in a different lineup. But I'm not sure if I want to record that.
No.
So, but for the future, if there will be something like we will go back on tour and we will tour just like we used to, so sure, why not?
Okay. Good. Uh, so we know how hard this last year has been for you, friends and family. This said, do you think this could change the way you write music?
Um, Probably yes. Okay. I'm still a captain of the ship, if I can say that. I always was the guy who was the main composer in the band,
Mhm.
but everyone add something to the music. And now when we lost a very important instrument and very important, heart and soul, I mean the piece of heart and piece of soul, it will be harder for sure. But I feel strength within, and I think I can carry on. And I will be responsible for the guitars now in the studio, and probably will ask someone for help if it comes to play very nice touchy solo that I would like to, for instance, not play. And but I won't split definitely playing live, so we'll need to hire someone.
Okay.
But going back to composition subject, I think uh, as I said before, even before Piotr's death, I wanted to change our style a bit because I felt that Love for the Time Machine, that was a good direction, but I really miss something which is more intense.
Mhm.
I don't want to say heavy, but more intense structures. So I wanted to go into this direction, and probably will go into this direction. But now everything will, have a different sound,
Yeah.
and first and foremost, different emotions beneath. So I don't want to do something which will be very dark and gloomy and depressive, because I want to escape from this.
Yeah.
I want to feel more self-confident. I want to feel more powerful, to struggle and have a strength to struggle with all these bad things that can happen. So definitely the music will be, more self-confident, if I can say that.
Okay. Good. What did it mean to you winning the Anthem Progressive Rock Award this year with the song Towards the Blue Horizon?
This is an important song for me
Yeah.
because I wrote it for my friend who died at the age of 44. By the way, the same reason that Peter had 2 years later. And first, I remember when Piotr died, everyone started to write, read this lyrics and realize that it can be something about Piotr, which was, I was a bit angry, I have to admit, that they started to use it that way.
Yeah.
But later I realized that this is, universal song. It can be for someone that you lost and you miss very much. So when I realized that we have the reward for this song, this particular song, well, I felt, kind of proud. It was really nice reward, I have to say. I feel happy for this, and yeah, now I know that I can dedicate this to both to my friend Grzegorz, to whom I wrote this song, and to Grudzi, to Piotr too. So yeah, it has different meaning, definitely.
Yeah. Good. We're almost done. I have a few more questions, but they're all pretty much one word answers. Your favorite Riverside song?
Can you? Mm, under this circumstances, I will pick Second Life Syndrome.
Okay. Number one Riverside's fan base country.
Jesus, probably Mexico.
Oh, yeah?
I don't know. Okay, Quebec. Sorry.
Good. Your favorite band from Poland?
My favorite maybe artist from Poland. It's Lech Janerka.
Okay. You said you like listening to music that barely anyone listens to. Can you give me one example?
um,
That's a tricky one, is it?
oh man, yes. I knew that would be something suspicious in this question. Okay. Yes, my own music when I was a teenager.
Okay. Okay, are you open for more contributions with bands such as I Am the Morning, which you participated in the title song Lighthouse?
Oh, you've got all vinyls already. That's great.
Of it. So, are you open to more contributions with other artists?
Um, if it will be interesting, why not?
Okay.
I have to say not now out loud that this year I'm going to release the album, which will be my cooperation with two friends, and it will be very hard rock trio.
Okay.
So yes, that means that I'm open to that kind of things.
I'm looking forward to hear. Two more. Pick one. Riverside Cruise or Riverside Festival?
Festival.
Festival. All right. Congratulations for the new album that's going to be out on October 21st.
Yes.
And it was a huge, huge pleasure for me to have you on Profile. Thank you so much and best of luck.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure. Thank you.